Hello again, traders. Right, I'm on holiday officially, a break from Twitter and social media as well. I do intend to enjoy this summer, unlike last summer, which I sort of tweeted my way through it. Anyway, I'm at a point now where I think I've done everything I can possibly do, really. If something else crops up, then I'll share it, of course. But over the weekend, I had a go at, well, everything I do is meticulously planned, and I wanted to get my friend up to speed with FDMO and my forex fund and various other funded accounts like that, and trying to work out the best way for a sort of relative novice to make money from this. And in fact, you know, it's worked so well that this is the reason I'm making this video. So what you're looking at is a pound-yen pair taken as a result of these dashboards. So over the weekend, I had a really heavy-duty brainstorming session with myself about how to get the best out of this dashboard. So I'll show you the sort of slightly revised dashboard in fact, I'll quickly show you an Apple trade as well, again via in this instance, via this, which is fantastic. And I've made tons and tons of videos about the dashboard, so it's important that, in my opinion, that I've highlighted this before I sort of really do reduce my exposure on here for hopefully for me, I hope that I can stay away long enough to enjoy the summer months. In fact, I'm going to push that up, but load might as well, so that the dark winter nights in the UK, I'll be back doing more online. So, but back to this. So what I've done is I put together a this is a demo, by the way. I've made my live pips, and this is just me practicing on FTMO, but it's all done. Everything I do is done in the exact way I would trade it live. That's how I mentioned this over the weekend. You know, I don't agree with trading pennies. It doesn't look like real money at all. Small account, pounds, whatever you want to call it, instead of hundreds of pounds. It doesn't work for me at all. I don't agree with the people that say demo is nothing like real money. If you treat it like real money, then a demo account, in my opinion, for me personally, worked perfectly well as a training tool, if you like, stabilizer wheels on the bicycle, for me to switch over to live. If you can't trade a demo without discipline and patience and all the rules that you should apply, then you can't, in my opinion. Why should you possibly be able to trade a live account any better? So sorry for the preach, but let's get back to what I was doing. So if we look at this, you will see the dashboard. So what I've done, I've dispensed with the 5-minute and the weekly, and you know, you'll watch my older videos, so this is slightly updated, and there is a slight nuance with what I do here now. I've moved this Bollinger over. This is a work in progress. I love this old thing on here. That's always good, just to give you an eyeball there. And that's the ADR dashboard. Not really used an awful lot now, because I have the TMT daily candle on my charts, and quite frankly, the ADR, end of day ADR trade is sort of impinging on my. I'm a morning person, morning trader. I'd rather be working at 4 or 5 in the morning than at 6, 7 in the evening. So that's a tiny bit redundant, but you can, if you look at my ADR videos, you'll see how to use that. So what we've got here, normally I talk about this going from a little uncolourful mess to a green and red trading fantasia, and these are looking good at the moment, there and there, so I'd instantly look for 4 trades there. So it occurred to me over the weekend that how can I need an alert system to tell me when this is getting good. So I don't have to be staring at my charts and have this open, although it does work if you have this open on, say for example, on a second or third screen, and it's not perfect, but it is a money earner. It's an absolute gold mine, To give you an idea, I've turned the first day on FTMO, bearing in mind I made my very first trade was a bit of a mistake. I pressed the wrong button, buy instead of sell, and messed up the brand new account. As now the FTMO account is it's gone from 25 grand Virgin account to a 26,300, somewhere around there. So about, I don't know, a dozen trades or whatever. Really strict stops and take profits, all within the FTMO rules. So and I've just really been capitalizing on this, and I've talked about this in previous last week actually, about the numerous ways you can trade. You know, you've got your early morning trade, you've got your Frankfurt Open, you've got your pre-Frankfurt, you've got your H4 closes, you've got your H1 reversals, although with this is all trend and momentum style trades, all in the direction of the momentum. So that EJ there would probably look absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at it. Gold. So I've got this is my sort of new scalper type screen. So let's have a look and see what EJ is doing. So bear with me on this, I'm not going to rush this. EJ, you will see it's all a plethora of green there. You can see we're going up, and what happens is, rather than doing all this analysis and 3CR and RSI and TMA and all that malarkey, really and truthfully, if you've got your dashboard open on your spare screen, I don't know, you might have a wide screen that you can split into umpteen terminals and have all sorts going on, but really you just want to be watching. As you can see, that's a long, and it's done exactly what it should have done. H4, and the higher the numbers on the higher time frames I'm finding, so you need to think a little bit with a little bit of common sense on these. You will see H1 will have been a 3CR, no doubt, yet there, low, high, high, low, higher, high. The 3CR fell on that candle, but you know, you were clearly above some sort of resistance. Remember, I said earlier on in the week that the 3CR really is just a statement of intent. It's for looking at what support and resistance has been broken, then wait for or trade the pullback, even if you're using a higher time frame 3CR. And you can see you've got a 2B reversal to the long side here. Everything looks good long. The TMA looks good long. The RSI looks good long. But really, we're just looking for this from going from mediocre to absolutely bonzo long, please, please, or short, please, please. You know, we'll track down to a low time frame and look at what's going on there as well. So clearly, you know, there's your 2B pattern. You could not. And there's probably divergence in there as well, so everything else applies. You notice I've probably coloured these as well, since that's the all averages EMA colourful little thing that it is, but it just adds to the flavour. You know, I like my colours. But let's get back to how to use this. So where is that dashboard? There it is there. And basically, when there's no colour on here, I'm just waiting for colour to come in. So what I've done is I've set up a load of charts on a VPS, so I don't get any problem with it going offline or anything like that. 24/7 VPS going, and I've just set them up to alert me when I'm using the rsihisto alert to my phone. And when we get an H1 or M30 rsihisto alert to the long side, it shows that we've got a 20 break, if you like, of the the level and possibly a bust, pullback, break and close. So I'm not sitting around staring at charts all day long. All I have to do is wait for whatever alert. You could use a moving average crossover alert. This unfortunately hasn't got an alert with it. Or you could use, you choose your alert really. It took a little bit of thinking outside the box over the weekend, but what I do now is I get a ping when there's some momentum comes in on the H4 or H1. Then all I have to do is check my dashboard agrees with the alert. And remember, these look really boring most of the day. We've got some serious power come in since it's now 5 o'clock in the evening UK time, since the US markets. I bet they're all champing at the bit because it's Tuesday today. Monday was a bank holiday in the US, so they've gone slightly bananas on it. But when these fill up, what I've done is got rid of the 5 minute because it's too reactive. What I want to see in a long trade, I want to see the highest possible number, so possibly in the 80s, 90s even over here. So that's a good one to look at. We looked at that just now. The higher the number, and you've got to teach yourself how to use this, the better it is likely to be moving, the more power, the more momentum you've got. So obviously you're not that bothered about 30, but this is another interesting thing. Now I'm incorporating, and I've never done this before, the closes. So I look at the time of day, and if we've just had a brand new H1, we're at 5:15, 17:15 in the UK. So we've just 15 minutes ago we had a new H1. So I want to look at the most powerful H1 because that will show me the chart that is likely to be moving the most. So CAD Yen's powerful, although the 15's not. AJ is a powerful H1. So again, if it's half past the hour, I want to be looking at the 30-minute and see which one's got the most, the biggest number on it. Ideally, what I'd like is, I don't think we've got the source code for this, sadly, but what would be really, really nice is just an extra little column on here or over this side, or maybe the first column after the pair's name is just the strongest one. I don't know, just colour-coded, you know, green, amber, red or something like that. The combination of all these added up together for the strongest pair to look at. So we can just quickly look at one and say, right, all of those are looking really powerful. We'll have a quick look at that. As you can see, the move has happened. You can see that from that EJ. So we've got an alert telling us that there's some power coming into the rsihisto thingamy-job. So you don't have to be staring at it, even though you've got a dedicated screen for it. Say, for example, in a perfect world, which I do have, we've got the alerts going off on your VPS, or you can have it on you don't have to have a VPS, you can have it on this, providing it's open 24/7 or 12 hours, or your trading day, should I say. And then all you have to do is literally quickly look at the pair. Let's have a look at AJ. Oops, that was just a practice account there. AJ, where are you? And we can see there's something interesting going on Australian dollar JPY. What are we on? So you've got your dedicated. Just put 0 in the currency pair field, and that will give you your active default pair. So when you swap between them, it just swaps automatically. I hope that's clear. So I haven't got TMT slope on this, so I've got so many different terminals open at the moment I'm using. So I would have that on there, and it would tell me already the daily is up and so on and so forth. Tell me whether I've got a daily big wick. In fact, we can put that on there quickly. There it is, TMT daily candle. So that is a really, really useful tool in its own right, because if there's no wicks, or particularly in this case the top, there's no top wick, and we've broken the ADR, which in this case is 133 and 84, so wouldn't be looking for a reversal in this case. And it's also useful telling us that there's still potentially a lot of room to the top side on this. And then we just look at these and we use all our usual stuff, all the usual stuff to enter the trade. But the alerts on the VPS or your spare terminal and the multi-time frame rsihisto is absolutely priceless. You know, here's an example here that I would use. I'm looking, you know, let's say it was 8 o'clock in the morning, or not, 5 o'clock in the morning, we've opened our charts and we can see this. Right, so at the moment we know from the rsihisto that this is resting. It's in a downtrend, you can clearly see that just from that, and it's resting. What that means is we've got some sort of pullback to the upside going on. So we can look at US CAD, and we already know that it should be in a downtrend with a pullback. Yep, exactly. That's what the RSI is telling us. So now you've got your alerts set, remember. You can, you decide whatever you want to use for the alerts. This is something that occurred to me over the weekend, that unfortunately it hasn't got its own alert system, but we've got that on all these different things we use at the bottom. Choose, find your own, or choose your own. The RSI will do the job. So when this, these arrows, they go off, and they will tell you that we have potentially got a nice looking dashboard. Simple as that. So set your alert, and remember, these go off halfway through the candle. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Dinesh's rsihisto alert is priceless. Thank you, Dinesh. So now we've got this situation going on. So back to this, just from that dashboard, I know this is in a strong down move. The daily is showing, there you go, strong TMA move down, and strong rsihisto down move there. You can see I've got all sorts of different templates going on at the moment, because this doesn't look like my normal RSI. I have the different colours than Dinesh, but anyway, so we could tell already that that is a strong down move and it's pulling back. Strong down move, and there's a pullback. This is the new daily candle, today's daily candle. And what I do now is just wait for all these to fill in red. That's it. The alert will go off on H1 or M30 telling us that we've started. We know they will stay that way, although might get stronger. Lower numbers, might go down to 20, and that might go down to 23 or 24 or whatever. And this one hopefully will be around the 20 mark, and then the lower you get, hopefully the lower, faster the number gets. You see 8s and 10s and all sorts on these, and that's it. So set up the rsihisto alert from Dinesh, have a dashboard like this, and trades are everywhere. It's simple as that. There's nothing else to do. That's why I've made this video, because it is an absolute gold mine. That one's looking good to the short. They don't always get the daily agree with which way you want to go. I was in two minds whether to have the daily on there or get rid of that, so we've just got these four. But in this instance here, we can see gold is low. H1 is really strong. That's what I mean by the lower numbers. The lower the number in a down move, the stronger the momentum is, of course. So this one's in a similar situation. The daily isn't telling us much, but these two, as it stands now, are telling me I should look at gold for down moves. My alerts will tell me when all of these are ready to go. And if I look at gold now, although, once again, check your ADRs, check how far it's moved. It's still got room to go. We can clearly see now this is agreeing with the RSI dashboard. It's trying to move down further. It's off the MAs as well, which is really useful, off the Dragon too. And everything else applies. The lower time frame, we'd look at this. What time frame are we on? This is the daily, so H4. Wow, look at the power. I told you that H4 was looking interesting. H1. Sorry for all the other stuff on my charts. It's I don't see it all. It must be annoying for you, but I apologise. So this is an out-of-the-box method that I wanted to share with you on the private channel, only, of course, at this point, before I start to really sort of take my own time away from the chart. So, you know, big wicks. I can't tell you how many trades I take using this RSI dashboard now. I did in the old days, and then we got sidetracked with all the new stuff that I keep finding. And over the weekend I took a little bit of time to myself, on Sunday in particular, and regrouped, built this method for my friend and me, and FTMO and all the other different I suppose you could call them scalping opportunity type things. You know, you want to have low risk trades and plenty of them in order to fulfill their rules without breaking any rules, and that's what I've done. That's what I've put together. That's the reason for it, to be honest with you, for my friend, and I will have a go myself, I think, but I'm going to reduce my screen time and have a good summer this year. So you know, this would be a sell here. You can see why. Everything else ties up. So really and truthfully, we're looking at the dashboard, wherever that little baby's gone again. Oops, not there. What was that? Oh, that's that Apple trade, isn't it? Dashboard there. And that's it. Gold, we could see we were waiting for a short, and look what happened. They all filled in nicely. Ideally, you want to see these lower numbers under the 30s, low 20s. It is late in the day, as I said, but that doesn't mean to say that this will not be now the move of the day, as it were, you know, into the Asian session. So once again, US CAD, you know, looking for a short opportunity. It's just pulling back. So that's it. You know, there's none of this ascending trend lines on these down moves, watching the pullbacks and all that malarkey. Just set your alerts and chill out. In fact, I need to have a drink of my coffee. Excuse me. So that euro yen looking good, but in the morning you'll come into this and it'll just be a sea of bluey, greeny, reddy yuck, pinky, whatever. And then, you know, you've got your alert set, you've got your rsihisto all set to go, you've had a little look at the charts, although you could just get the move off of this. This is a work in progress, as I said. You know, that would be strong buy. AUD NZD has gone into these light blue, pale blue, mean it's into a strong buy zone. So AUD NZD, yeah, we can see like 82 on the H4 is telling us that the H4 is really strong momentum. 71, that's good. This is set to 8 on here, by the way, but you can play around with that as well, and you can, you know, change it between some like 13, some like 14, some like other numbers. But if you change the numbers and look at the charts, you'll see how they relate to each other, and teach yourself how to use it. So AUD NZD is looking longish. It's moved into that buy zone, but again, it's, as I say, it's late in the day. So have a look. Let's have a look at that one. Sorry for the long-winded video, but it is important. This is an absolute gold mine, and there we can see, you know, all the other rules apply. We're a long way from the dragon, so it is late in the day to be considering trading that long. We can see we're clearly way over our 10-day ADR as well. I swapped this from 5 to 10 ages ago, but there was no real reason apart from just doing some chart stuff. But 5 or 10, it doesn't really matter. But or 20, some people used to have, or it was set to that when I started. But there's no divergence here at the moment. Really, this is strong up move. So you'd look for this. Ideally, I'd want to see that green. This is not right. You want to be looking at recent crossovers. These are the best places to trade, as I've said in previous videos. but so it's late. It's not a good opportunity at all, but you can see how this works. And you'd want to see ideally these at 75s and all just changed and your alerts just gone off and all that lot for it to be a good opportunity. But again, you have to teach yourself this stuff using screen time. Every other little bit of what we do, the 3 CRs, the RSIhisto, bust, pullback, break and close, the 2B reversals, the 3, as I say, the multi-time frame momentum stuff too, but really everything you need is on that dashboard. And you can see I dispense with the M5 because I want to see these numbers. I want to see the M15. That's where the power, the higher time frames. The M5, you can watch that on the chart. These are all little new things that I put together over the weekend and developed this, and it's paid off. I've done a week's worth of trades in a day today, and I have done all my normal stuff away from the charts, and I spent a lot of time with my friend on chart share or screen share. So that's it, guys. Get this thing on your charts. I'll show you what it is again, just in case you've not really studied this thing again. That's the dashboard. There's my settings. You can clearly see them. 8, close, all the pairs. There's the time frames. 64.36, you can play with that. Some like 70.30, some like 55.45. 64.36 is what the rsihisto is set to. That's why I use it. So that's straightforward. The other thing, that's the currency strength alert. That's that. That's the display. That's that for the ADRs. I would like to find a better one than that, but I just can't be bothered learning a new dashboard, to be honest with you. That does its job. And then the Bollinger Band jobby as well. I'll show you the settings on that. As I say, it's a work in progress. I've got it set to the 4, the 1 and the 15 minute. That's the 3 columns. And then the rest of it is pretty out of the box default settings, I think. That's obviously the placement, left, right, up and down. Sizes of the fonts, colours, that's just the colour scheme. Oh, it will drive you mad when you put it, if you find it on, you will find it on, look for a guy called Nick Bixby, I think, and you will find it on Forex Factory, if you want it, that is. I like it a lot, and I've been put into Bollinger's by Onesie. Thanks Onesie for everything you've done. And this alert will be set on by default, so you want to switch that off because it will drive you insane. There are a few little funny little bugs with it, so be careful, have a play. But there are the settings, and this is a sort of for now anyway, my thoughts are that I wanted to hand this over to you, this thing and the power of it, because it's going to make my life extremely easy while I'm enjoying my time away, to make loads and loads of pips. And it should hopefully, I wanted to leave it with you because if you implement it, I promise you will never look back. I promise you, because when these all turn green, then you're looking at the perfect setup for a long trade. And when the moment, because remember, Linda Rashke said momentum precedes price, and it sure does. And that's all we needed. It occurred to me, I mean, I know this anyway from the dashboard, I've used it, but we're making life really difficult for each other, looking for these fair value gaps and FVGs and all that malarkey. You can just trade with momentum. If all the momentum lines up, on the charts we had all the multi-time frame momentum RSI from Dinesh and the one from Onesie as well, but it occurred to me that this, I knew it did the job, I just forgot, to be quite honest with you. This does a fantastic job, combined with, and that's what I've not done before, combine it with that little alert to tell you when the momentum is coming into the market. We know that we're waiting for shorts here. Set up an alert to tell you when the M30 is ready, or in this instance, well, this is M30 now. Now that's US CAD is starting to look short again. Go and have a look at US CAD. Our alert would have kicked off for us, and lo and behold, look what's going on. Have a look at M30, and it's gone from nothing, or long if you like, to possible short, and that's it. Scalp the pants, because you know every time frame 3CR is in the right direction, every time frame momentum is in the right direction, providing, you know, we've broken a level of buyers here with all this malarkey here, and it's just going down. I can't tell you how many trades there've been just using that dashboard there and the alert. Thank you, Dinesh. And obviously, you know, thank you to everyone else. Thanks, Aaron, for the 3CR, Rebelant 3CR while we're here. Thank you. I've been using that loads as well, differently over the weekend. And Onesie for all the work you've done as well. This, get it on your charts, have a play. Think for yourselves about what this is telling you, all these numbers are telling you here. Look, you know, constantly flick between the charts and observe the numbers. The bigger the number, the more power. The higher the time frame, the more power. So the most powerful move to the upside looks like that GJ and AJ, yen, anti-yen pairs, and CAD yen. Let's have a look at CAD yen. I don't think we've looked at that. Look at that, it's pushing down. That's a good scalp there. This is probably as near to the Holy Grail as you'll ever get, and it just occurred to me to simplify life during the day. You know, I found, or I remembered this on Saturday, spent Sunday working on it, and here we go. Make life easy. That's a nice little 2B forming there on the 5-minute chart. There it is there. Swing 1, swing 2, swing 3. That's the move up. That's fractals at work. You know, every one of these patterns, there's a little 2B there on a 1-minute chart. You know, all of these down moves, up moves are going to be our patterns. And there she goes. She's kicking off. Let's have a look. All of this is filled in nicely. H4, look at the power there. So I'll quickly show you, you know, H4. Humongous power going on there. There. And there. What more do you want? H1's powerful, M30 not so powerful, and so on and so forth. So when these start to hit the 70s and 80s, then you know you've got monster power all lined up in the same direction. But again, this is miles away from the dragon, hitting into supply, probably a nice little reversal scalp to the downside. Little bit overextended as well, so you know, and all the rules apply to the short trades. You don't just hit them, you use multiple time frames. So this is a multi-long video. I hope I've covered everything I wanted to. I hope it helps you. Multi-time frame RSI, multi-time frame momentum. You don't need anything else, because everything else will look exactly how you need it to if you've taught yourself how to use this little beauty properly. Thanks for watching. I'm not leaving. I'm just gonna, life's too short. Friend, ex-girlfriend actually, had a cancer scare, and it makes you really think and put things, she's alright, but you put things into perspective. Sorry to end on that note, but life is too short, guys. Live, or trade to live, not live to trade. That's it. Simple as that. Green pips to all of you, and thank you for watching. I hope this helps.